Hey everybody, Richie here. Today in this video, I'm gonna be doing another car explanation video, what I call it. And also guys, today is my birthday actually. So today I'm 17 years old, and yeah, wish me guys a happy birthday. It will make me really happy. I would really appreciate it. All of my friends said happy birthday to me. I really means a lot. I appreciate it from them, and I would appreciate from you guys as well. So yeah, today in this video, I recently have done a video on an Asian car, which is A86, and then I did an American car, which is a Mustang GT. Now, I'm going to be doing a video about Euro cars. Now, the car I'm going to be talking about is the Porsche 911 GT3. So here we go. Now, I will be doing it in maybe part 1 and 2 because coming up to Christmas, and I'm not sure if I'll be filming on Christmas Day. I don't really, not just, well, Christmas. Well, what I'm trying to say is I'm not sure if I'm gonna be filming because my parents might be home, so I will not have the time basically. But I don't know. I'll find out whenever I have the time. So yeah, and you can probably see behind me it is snow. It has been snowing for the past couple days recently, so I really like snow. Pretty cool. Anyways, let's get started. All right, Porsche 911 GT3. The Porsche 911 GT3 is a high-performance homologation. I can't really say that. It's spelled Homologation. Homologation, I think it is. I don't know. Model of the Porsche 911 sports car. It's a line of high-performance models which began with the 1973 911 Carrera RS. The GT3 has had a successful racing career in the one-make national and regional Porsche Carrera Cup and GT3 Cup Challenge Series, as well as the International Porsche Super Cup supporting the FIA Formula One World Championship. So we're doing the 911 GT3 992. Overview: manufacturer is Porsche. Production from 1999 and is still in production in the present. Assembly is in Zuffenhausen in Germany. The body and chassis. The car is a sports car. It's an S-Class range. It's a two-door coupe, or coupe as you could call it. Layout is rear engine and rear-wheel drive. It's related to the Porsche 911 GT2. Chronology is the predecessor, the 911 Carrera RS 993. First up is the road cars. So the 996 GT3, its overview is from 1999 to 2005, the year I was born. From this the production year, and it produced 1,868 cars. So getting quite close to 1,900 cars. Well, 1,870 cars produced. Powertrain, its engine is a 3.6 liter, 3,596 cc Porsche M96.79 naturally aspirated flat 6. Power output between 360 to 380 PS, which is 355 to 375 horsepower. In kilowatts, that's 265 to 279. Transmission is a 6-speed manual gearbox. Dimensions: length 174.6 inches, 4,435 millimeters. Width 69.7 inches, 1,770 millimeters. Height 50.2 inches, 1,275 millimeters. And the curb weight is 3,043 pounds, which is 1,380 kilos, which is light for a sports car like this. Alright, so the 996.1 GT3. The GT3 nameplate was introduced in 1999 as part of the first generation of the Porsche 996 model range, commonly known as 996.1. As a homologation model for the cars entered in the FIA GT3 Cup. As with Porsche's previous 911 RS models, the 996 was focused on racing, and so was devoid of items that added unnecessary weight to the car. Sound deadening was almost completely removed, as were the rear seats, rear loudspeakers, sunroof, and air conditioning, although automatic air conditioning and CD/radio became no-cost optional add-ons. Removing all that would just make the car lighter and a little bit faster too. The engine of the 996 GT3 set it apart from most of the other 996 models, although it shared the same basic design of the standard so-called integrated dry sump flat six engine. The engine is naturally aspirated and based on the unit used in the 962 and 911 GT1 race cars. Let's see. Alright. That engine was known as the Mesger engine after its designer, Hans Mesger. Or Mesger. Mesger. I don't even know how to say that. It's spelled Mezger. I don't even know how to say that. The engine uses the original air-cooled 911's versatile dry sump crankcase with an external oil reservoir. The 996 GT3 has 360 PS, 265 kilowatts, 355 horsepower, compared to the 300 PS, 221 kilowatt, 296 horsepower of the standard 996. In GT3 configuration, this so-called split crankcase, meaning the part line of crankcases on the crankshaft center line, uses, instead of a fan and fin cylinders, separate water jackets added onto each side of the crankcase to cool banks of 3 cylinders with water pumped through a radiator. Thus, the GT3 engine is very similar to the completely water-cooled 962 race cars engine, which is based on the same crankcase. The 962 differs, however, by using 6 individual cylinder heads, while the GT1/GT3, like the air and water-cooled 959, uses two cylinder heads, each covering a bank of 3 cylinders. The GT3 engine could thus also be thought of as similar to a 959 engine, but with water-cooled cylinders. Up to early model year 2004 996 GT3 production, the basic casting used for the crankcase of the GT3 was the same as the air-cooled engine. The 964 casting number was visible on the bottom of the crankcase and on areas normally machined in air-cooled applications, but not in water-cooled ones. The crankcase casting was changed in mid-2004 to a 996 casting number crankcase to eliminate these external air-cooled remnants, but internally it was the same. Because the 911 air-cooled crankcase uses the Porsche 356 engine to transmission mounting flange configuration, the 996 GT3 used a 6-speed manual gearbox, also of air-cooled 911 heritage. This gearbox has interchangeable gear ratios and is most durable, making it more suitable for racing than the standard type 996 gearbox. To bring the vehicle's track prowess, well, I don't know how to say that. It's Porwess, prowess, I think is. I don't know. To the maximum level, Porsche endowed the GT3 with, this is a lot of stuff to add to it, with enlarged brakes, a lowered, retuned suspension system, lighter weight wheels, and a new front bumper with matched rear spoiler to help increase downforce, thereby increasing the grip of the tires. Porsche offered a no-cost option for the GT3 called the Club Sport package. This option replaced the standard electrically adjustable leather front seats with this is a lot of stuff to add to this. Manually adjustable racing bucket seats, finished in fireproof fabric, single mass flywheel, bolt-in half roll cage, 6-point driver's racing harness, also replacing the standard side airbags, a fire extinguisher mounted in the front passenger footwell, and preparation for a battery master switch. The Club Sport option was never offered to U.S. customers, ostensibly due to the additional DOT crash testing that would have been required to allow U.S. sales. Next is the 996.2 GT3. Porsche made significant updates to the GT3 for 2004 model year, the first year the car was offered to U.S. customers, using the 2002 996 facelift, including headlights that were differentiated from the entry-level Boxster. This model this model is commonly known as the 996.2 GT3. Engine power output rating was raised to 381 horsepower, 280 kilowatts, and torque to 284 pound-feet, which is 385 newton meters. 80% of which was available for 2,000 RPM. The braking setup was upgraded, now featuring 6-piston calipers on the front. Rears remained 4-piston, and the Porsche ceramic composite brake system was offered as an option. The GT3 now used the body shell of the Carrera 4. In track testing by American automotive journals, the GT3 managed a 0 to 60, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour acceleration time of 4.5 seconds and a quarter mile time of 12 seconds at 118 miles an hour, which is 190 kilometers an hour. During skid pad testing, the GT3 posed 1.03 Gs. Porsche's official test driver, Walter Roll, completed the Nürburgring Nordschleife with the 996 GT3 in 7 minutes and 56 seconds, a feat which was used by Porsche to promote the car. That's like under 8 minutes by under 4 seconds. Next up is the 996.2 GT3 RS. In 2003, Porsche introduced the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, an even more track-focused version of the 996 GT3. RS is short for the German Rennsport, literally racing sport in English. The RS Moniker, I don't know how to say that. It's Monikeer. I don't know how to say that. And the characteristic lightweight blue or red wheels and GT3 RS side stickers link the 996 GT3 RS to historically important Porsches, such as the Carrera 2.7 RS of the early 70s. The 996 GT3 RS is lighter than the 996 GT3, thanks to a polycarbonate rear window, carbon fiber hood or bonnet, and carbon fiber rear wing. Porsche ceramic composite brakes, which is PCCB for short, carbon fiber reinforced silicon carbide, which is C/SiC, ceramic composite brakes, which are also more heat and fade resistant than the cast iron units fitted as standard, were optional. The 996 GT3 RS has a slightly different engine specification to the 996 GT3. The cylinder heads on the 996 GT3 RS have reshaped intake and exhaust ports for racing homologation. Porsche claimed the same 381 horsepower, 284 kilowatt power output as the standard GT3, but Porsche's control dyno showed a jump to nearly 400 horsepower, 298 kilowatts, which is a good power output for a lightweight vehicle. The RS also has progressive springs rather than linear. The dampers are uprated and are between 10 and 15% stiffer than the 996 GT3. In bounce and rebound, the wheel carriers are totally redesigned to maximize the improved dynamic camber control. The suspension top mounts can be turned 120 degrees to a cup car position. Both front and rear control arms are adjustable. The RS is 3 mm, 0.1 inches lower than the 996 GT3. The rear wing delivers 35 kilograms, which is 77 pounds, of downforce at 201 kilometers an hour, 125 miles an hour. 201 kilometers an hour, 125 miles an hour. The RS has ram air ducts on the engine bay, which force air into the intake with 18 MB, which is millibar of pressure, at 301 kilometers an hour, 187 miles an hour, and this is enough to create an excess power output of 15 horsepower, 11 kilowatts, 15 PS. This additional power output cannot be homologated since the official engine output figures are certified on a dynamometer. The 996 GT3 RS had a production run from 2003 to 2005. Only 140 right-hand drive cars were built by Porsche, and 113 of those were officially imported into the UK. The 996 GT3 RS was not sold in the US or Canada. Automobile magazines claimed the 996 GT3 RS can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour